You could read 100 different self-help books, follow every guru on the internet, and still feel stuck. Why? It's because people are trying to fix their actions when the real problem is their thinking. Today, I'm going to give you 5 mental shifts, not hacks, not tips, but shifts that, if implemented, can completely change your life. And I'm sure that by the end of this video, you will see your problems in a completely different way. So with that being said, let's get into it with shift number 1. Make a system, not a goal. You see, most people set goals. I want to lose 20 pounds, or I want to earn 6 figures this year. You see, goals feel great to set. They give you an idea of what you want to work towards. But the problem is that goals by itself are terrible to chase. Without a clear roadmap to your destination, it just ends up being a finish line that you never get to. And the problem is that the moment you miss a day, the moment you don't do the hard work when you should, the moment when that motivation fades, you're going to start to see your goal slip further and further away from you, which ultimately is going to cause your entire goal to collapse. Now, we all have goals, we all have dreams, we all have ambitions. I do, and so do you. And we want to achieve this. So what's the shift that we need to make? It's very simple. Instead of asking, what do I want to achieve? Start asking, what system would make this outcome inevitable? So how do we apply this shift? It's very simple. Let's say I took the same goal of I want to lose 20 pounds. This is the system that I would put together. I would wake up at 6 a.m. every day, block out the first 20 minutes and do cardio, whether that be go for a walk or go for a jog, something simple. I would also in advance lay out the kind of food that I'm going to be eating so as to not leave it up to chance. I would prepare my meals in advance. These are just some ideas that you could work off of, because the premise is very simple with this shift. Rather than focusing on the end goal, you should be focusing on the habits, the day-to-day. As long as you're doing the things that need to be done on a day-to-day basis that leads to your goal, you'll always get there. And this is why systems are so important, because systems don't rely on motivation. They rely on structure. And as long as that structure is adhered to, you will always succeed. Shift number 2, you're not behind, you're just on a different clock. It's like the old saying goes, comparison is a thief of joy. You see, the problem nowadays, especially with the advent of social media, is that so many people are so consumed by other people's lives that it makes them feel insecure in their own. And that's not how we should be approaching it. We should be looking at other people's successes and achievements and have inspiration and motivation to say, if that person can do it, I can do it too. But a lot of people do the inverse. They say, well, I'm 20 years old and that guy right there is 18, 19, 20 years old and look at what they've done and I haven't done anything. That is going to kill your motivation and ultimately is going to ruin your chances of ever becoming successful. Because it's not about when you've achieved it. It's about if you achieve it. So what if you achieve it by the time you're 20, 25, 30? So what if somebody else managed to do it in a time quicker than you did? It doesn't matter. What matters is that you're becoming the person that's going to become successful every single day by doing the work. What you should be saying is, if that person can do it, I can do it too. So here's the shift. Your competition from now on is going to be the you from yesterday. And as long as you're doing better than you did yesterday, that is all that is required. Shift number 3, discomfort is information, not danger. Here's what most people aren't going to tell you. The pain that can hurt you and the pain that can grow you are going to feel exactly the same in the moment. Think about the fear you had the first time you tried something new, or the fear you had when you were talking to someone you've never met before. Think about all the times you did something that was challenging and how it made you feel in the moment. That fear, that nervousness, that hesitation, that's the kind of pain that precedes growth. In the moment, it's going to feel almost unbearable. Like, why do I have to do this? Why do I need to force myself to do this? But if you can overcome that, you will almost always be better than you were before. So here's the shift. Instead of asking, how do I make this feeling go away? Ask, what is this feeling pointing me toward? If you're nervous about a pitch, that question might point you towards a skill you haven't built yet. If you're anxious about a relationship conversation, that might be pointing you towards clarity that you've been avoiding. So remember, discomfort isn't a stop sign, it's a compass. Shift number 4, you don't need permission. Listen, so many of you guys out there are waiting to feel ready, waiting for that certainty, waiting for someone else to give you that approval. But I'm going to tell you the truth. It's never going to happen. You're never going to feel ready. You're never going to be certain, not 100% certain anyways, and you're probably never going to get that approval you so desperately seek from someone else. But that's the beautiful thing about it. You're the one that's in control of your life. Nobody can tell you anything, and nothing anybody says should steer you off your path. You don't need to wait to feel ready to start. You can just start. Whatever idea you have, whatever business you want to start or venture or career or what have you, doesn't matter. Make the choice. If you're convinced that it's going to make your life better and that it's going to ultimately get you closer to the ideal life, the ideal version that you're trying to build for yourself, do it. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Just go with it. So here's the shift. Replace "when will I be ready" with "what is the smallest version of this that I can start today?" This means starting out the smallest version of your business, or sending out your first pitch, or posting your first video, even if it's a bit on the rough end. So the thing to remember in all this is that permission is something you give yourself. So take that risk even if you don't feel ready. And shift number 5, your story is being written by your standards, not by your feelings. This is arguably the biggest mindset shift in this entire video, because most people are going to live their lives based on the way they feel in the moment. And this is what I mean. If you feel motivated, you'll work out. But if you feel tired, you'll skip it. If you feel confident, you'll speak up. But if you feel insecure, you'll stay quiet. You see, the problem with this is that allowing your feelings to dictate your actions is going to lead to bad results. Your feelings don't care about your goals. They don't care about your ambitions. They don't care about doing the hard things every day to get to the life you want. This is why it's so important to set standards for yourself, because your standards aren't going to change. And that's what makes standards so powerful, because the decision has already been made. You remove your feelings from the equation entirely. So no matter when they show up, the work gets done. I show up even when I don't feel like it. Isn't a feeling, it's an identity. So here's the shift. Stop asking your emotions for permission to act like the person you want to become. Set the standard once and let the standard drive your behavior, regardless of the mood you woke up in. And that is the number one difference in the people who actually build their dream life and the people who keep waiting to feel like building it. So let's do a quick recap of all 5 shifts that I've laid out for you. Starting with number 1, build systems, not goals. 2, you're not behind, you're on your own clock. 3, discomfort is a compass, not a warning. 4, you don't need permission to start. And 5, let your standards drive you, not your feelings. None of these require more time, more talent, or more money. They just require you to see things differently, starting today.